Hello guys and welcome to the start of the Wakeboarding Unleashed featuring Shawn Let's Play on Couches and Cables, where of course today it's Justin here playing this game. It's going to be just me playing this one, at least in the start, because there is a two-player mode that I will be showing off in this series, but it'll be at the very end. So anyway, we're just going to be starting a new career. We're going to be playing as the star of the show, I guess, Shawn so we'll do that here. And I will be doing the training here because why not? So, you know, we'll start off doing the training in the Delta, and then we'll do Lake Powell in today's episode too, because this should be pretty short. So, I already know this here. I know how to play the game here. I've played this quite a few times in the past, so I already know the controls, but you can learn a little bit here while I, go through this, and you can see visually, and while I do that, I can kind of explain some stuff with this game. So, those who maybe have been here for a long time on Couches and Cables, actually, before it was Couches and Cables, called Juke Dama was the previous channel name that I had here. So I actually played this game not once, but twice to completion. And you might be thinking, hold on. I have to actually pay attention here to release A and then jump. That's what I was trying to do, but yeah, there we go. I was like, I jumped multiple times there, but I guess the game didn't register it. There we go. Okay, and double jump is tapping A up, or the stick up twice. There we go, and then launching off of the wake here. But yes, I have already played this game through twice. The first time was kind of just a general playthrough, not 100%ing it. The second time was a 100% playthrough, and now this third time is going to be not only a 100% playthrough, but also showing off at least the co-op mode portion of this game. Because those that have maybe played this game in the past maybe don't know that, but there is a two-player mode, and in that two-player mode is a whole different co-op career, I guess. It's much shorter. It's only 3 levels instead of the 11, I think, in the main game, something like that. So yeah, there we go. Bounce for 4 seconds. I can do that, assuming the game doesn't freeze on me like that. There we go. Great. But yeah, and I'm also going to be getting the gaps as I play through the game, because another thing I did differently in the last playthrough of this is, yeah, we're gonna have to balance here. I'm just trying to skip through this dialogue, because you guys can visualize what I'm doing and pause it if you need to, but we're just gonna, we're gonna figure out as I play the basics, just for anyone that hasn't played this. But I'm gonna get the gaps as I go. So I'm gonna play through the main portion of the game, which is the objectives and what is it? I just need to get a combo here. Okay, cool. The objectives and I forget what the other mode is, but the challenges. Challenge mode, yeah, the challenges. And then once that's done, I'll get gaps that I missed and probably cut away and show them. So for those that are, oh, I did not land on the slider. Whoops. So for those that do not know this game or have not heard of it in the past, maybe you're checking out the series and, you just wanted to check it out because you like watching my content. In that case, thank you. But for those that have not seen this game, of course, this is very similar to a Tony Hawk's style game here. One of the main differences, of course, being on water and, having a boat that... launch off the wake and then pulled up. Yeah, I did not do that. Try again. Whoops. But yeah, having a boat that pulls you. So, it's going to be very similar to, if you've seen Tony Hawk's games before, it's going to be very similar to that. So, I guess we need to jump over this thing. Yep, kind of did it. All right, there we go. So yeah, that was really quick. Did that in under 5 minutes. And it's going to have us jump straight into Lake Powell. So here's kind of the, going to be the bulk of this episode. We're going to 100% this today. At least I should be able to. Because there are what are they called? Upgrades to your stat points and stuff like that. But I think we'll still be fine here. So here we go. We've got these tubers here that we're going to need to sink. We're going to need to do 5 of them because we are very hateful and we want to ruin everyone's time here. But yeah, there's going to be a number of objectives here that we're doing here. So, you know, all of these stuff here, there's cool down the tubers and a bunch of other stuff that, you know, we'll just see as we go here. But yeah, let's, you know, let's just go through this thing here. See if we can't. Maybe, oh, I did not make that jump. If I made it through that whole thing, that would have been a pretty epic gap right there, but did not do it. That's okay. We're about to get board slide king right there. All right, I actually do not necessarily want to be on this side because the other side is going to be where the tubers and stuff are. Let's see if I can maybe reach this guy. Ah! I might be able to from over here, though. There we go. All right, so we soaked a tuber, not to be confused with a YouTuber. These are just generic old tubers, so don't get confused. There we go. So yeah, the boat's gonna, you know, take us all around in these different places here. One of those objectives is slide the secret rail, by the way, which is this rail over here. So let's see if I can. There we go. Jump on this, and that should give us a gap and also an objective complete. There we go. Can I get this guy too? Not quite, but I might be able to get him. All right. Oh, nice. That was a gap right there. I feel like I remember, like, just off the top of my head where most of these gaps are. See, this is going to be one right there. Just because, like I said, I've spent way too long playing this game. Like, an embarrassingly long amount of time. Like, probably, I would not be surprised if, globally, I have the most play time in this game out of everyone. Just because, like, I can't think of, like... this game is not anywhere on, like, YouTube for the most part. There's, like, one other notable Let's Play of it by a guy named Aesthetic47, which I've referenced before in the Amped Let's Plays, because he's played those before too, where I've actually gotten a lot of information on those games. So yeah, what have I done here, by the way? Oh, all of them. Look at that. All right, so we've already gotten all these objectives done. Super quick and easy in this first stage here. Now we can kind of try to focus on some of these gaps a little bit, get these out of the way, because I'm sure the bulk of my time here today is going to be getting the gaps here. But going forward in, like, there we go, that's one right there. Like in the next area I do, because this one is what? How many gaps here? 16. I think the next area has over 50. So next episode's going to be longer, for sure. So, you know, just so you know. I think if I slide down this whole thing, this is a gap too, so I'm going to try that. I can't remember if it's this whole thing or just, like, the very end tip of the... whatever. Okay, we're going to... Yeah, we're going to get that somewhere there. But we got all of the objectives done, so we'll come back to the rest of the gaps at the end of this. For now, let's move on to challenge mode here. So we're just going to go through all of these. These ones should be pretty easy for the most part. We've got do a backflip. Got you. Right there. So this challenge just entails literally oh, okay, that did not count for some reason. There you go. Just doing the tricks that, you know, pop up on screen, so it's not bad at all. But later on in the game, they're going to throw, like, combos and stuff like that. So that's something to keep in mind. What the? Really? Got me with the tilt? Guys, I'm so bad at tilting. Okay, I gotta do... Oh, come on. I gotta do... Nope, that's the wrong one. Up, down. There we go. Come on. Come on. I want to fail this first try. There we go. That'll do it. Okay. Endurance complete. Epic. Epic style. So I'm gonna make sure to save into career 3. It's interesting. It gives you the opportunity to save after every... Oh, my controller disconnected. This has been happening lately, by the way. My controllers have randomly been disconnecting when trying to play Xbox or Xbox 360 games, just because they're so old at this point. So... You know, part of the reason why I want to play these games too, because I don't know how much longer this Xbox is gonna last. So there we go. Manual King. So this one's literally just manualing through these buoys over here. Oops, which I cannot do. By the way, I skipped so quickly through that count to 5, but that was literally just get all 5 numbers in a combo. We're gonna see a count to 10 as well, which is different there. So there we go, Manual King. Pretty easy there, just manualing through some buoys. All right, boat race. This one's a little bit interesting here. This is pretty different than the rest of the game. You actually drive the boat here. And so there's a few things working against you here. Not only are you timed here, but you also run out of gas. You can see that meter in the top right. That's your gas. And so collecting those little fuel canisters regenerates it. However, you don't want to be so like you don't want to collect so many of them, because otherwise, when you do multiple laps here, you won't have any fuel to last you for like your second or third laps. Because I'm pretty sure later on in the game there's usually 3 or 4 laps through this here. But obviously, since this one is in the beginning of the game, it's very easy. So boat race complete. Got a stat point for our troubles. I'll upgrade our stats once we get through all of this as well. All right, Star Search. So Star Search is another interesting one, mainly because in addition to just completing the challenge, there is also in a bonus objective for Star Search called Collectible Master, which is collecting all of the stars here. See, for example, I missed one right there. Normally, you see there at the top right, there's 30 stars you have to collect. There's actually like 50 or something like that. Now, every level's different. Some of them, there is only like 30 or so, or however many you have to collect. But in this one, there's a surplus. So you just have to, gotta get them all. Now, you could not get Collectible Master, in fairness, but I think it's required for one of like the boards or something like that. It's required for something, so I'm gonna be doing it because this is 100% Let's Play. Full disclosure, though, for people that do know this game, you might know that every character is kind of its own save file. So I am not going to be 100%ing the game as different characters. At least not on camera. But, yeah. Okay, there's actually more than 50. Alright, we got to start a combo here. Because, there we go. Perfect. Alright. There's a lot of these. Jesus. They start you off kind of as a doozy on this first level. Come on. Let's go. I kind of cheesed it up there. But there we go. Collectible Master. You got all of them. That's one of the hardest ones in the game, actually. I got pretty lucky there to do Collectible Master on. I think they do that on purpose. Because, like, you would get it in a later stage and be like, oh, I should go back. All right. Target practice here. We just got to slam ourselves into the targets. And you get 3 strikes, too. So, like, if you mess up, you got 3 attempts. Though, if you mess up on the first one, you'd probably just want to restart, honestly. Okay, let's see here. Nice. Pretty easy. All right, target practice complete. All of those, by the way, were kind of hints at larger gaps, except for that first one, which was the gap in itself. All right, video shoot. These are my least favorite challenges in the game, by the way. I hate video shoots because this camera is freaking awful. I don't know who decided this would be a fun, dandy-ass time, but yeah, it's not that fun. Thankfully, first level, easy, but it's gonna suck ass later on. Those are usually some of my least favorite things. Also, the game will sometimes freeze up on you, so, like, for example, right there, I was a little bit scared that it would freeze up. But we're fine. Alright, so remember count to 5 that I did super quickly? Here's count to 10, so it's just going to be a bit of a longer chain here of numbers to collect. Oh, I actually fell off there. That was weird. But yeah, it's just going to be a longer chain of numbers. So in this case, it's just an extension of count to 5. Oh, come on. This is not that hard. I'm overcomplicating it. But, you know, in some other cases, it'll be a completely different area than count to 5 in other levels. Got it. Okay, there we go. So there we go. That worked us through a gap right there that we didn't get as well, which is nice. All right, we're going to overwrite that save here. And then finally, the last one for us to do here is tricky gap. So usually in the future in these challenges, they'll make you do some sort of trick while performing the gap. In this first one, they just make you do a bit of a difficult gap here. So let's just go through this line here. This is a pretty interesting one. Have you go through this whole thing. Doing some wall ride-y stuff as well, which we saw in the tutorial. There we go, once I make it through here. Got it, living on the edge, so we should be good there. Tricky gap failed. Is it because I let go of the rope at the last second? Yeah, it is. Wow, that's crazy. That's kind of, I've never seen that. That was an accident, but, you know, it is what it is. All right. There we go. All right, let's grab the rope this time and not let go. I don't know why I double tapped it. That was my bad. All right, so there we go. So that was actually pretty fast. We actually 100%ed this in like 10 minutes. So not bad at all. So we're gonna now get the rest of these gaps here. So we'll just head on into groove mode and I'll start working my way through these. All right, so one of the first ones I can actually think of is right over here by these rocks over here. And I think what's involved in this is actually jumping up here onto that banner there. And so it's a bit of a difficult thing to do, but we might come back to that. There is another gap that I was trying to get earlier over here. So, I may have overshot that, yeah, because you're supposed to land on that rail right there. But that's 2 of them right off the bat here, so I'll try to come back to that. There we go, I think I got it. There it is, rock and or roll. So, there's one right there. Now let's see if I can get this one again. This one, I think maybe going too fast might be part of the problem here. Yeah, because I'm reaching the top of that rock a little bit quicker than I would like. There is a gap over here, actually. Remember that whole situation? If I can land onto this rail right there, that's a gap, like from the start, which is a bit hard to do. But those are the 2 that I'm trying to get now at this point. By the way, I'll show this off. There is a nice feature that helps you, like especially with getting gaps. So we'll just wait for the right time here. Something like I don't know, maybe right over here. So you can actually set your restart right there to the current location. So now when I hit restart, the boat will always start right here, getting this gap and attempting it a lot easier and just saving some more time here. What the heck? Well, now I don't have to really cut away. Unless this starts taking a ridiculous amount of time. I will probably start cutting away more content. Jesus, okay. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not getting this angle correctly. There's like a correct speed to this, and come on. Oh, yeah, I almost would have got it if I didn't jump at the end. That's my fault. All right, I'll give this like a couple more attempts on camera, and then if not, I'll just come back. I mean, I've kind of basically showed off what you're supposed to do at this point. I just haven't executed it, which is surprising. I don't remember having so much difficulty with this in the past, but come on. There we go. Finally, hippity-hoppity. That's what I was trying to do there. And you can restart after getting a gap, by the way. You don't need to just approve right here, whereas hippity-hoppity, yeah. So just to prove that, you don't need to complete a run to save your gap progress. You can just get it and then exit, and it's not a big deal at all. So let me see if I can... This one's hard because you have to just get the right angle. But these are some of the hardest gaps, I would say, off the start. Yeah, it's just getting this angle. I could probably set the restart a little bit closer here. Like maybe right here would be better. Hopefully this isn't too close. I think we're, well, we might have to just try it from this angle now. Yeah, that's a bit harder. Okay, that's fine. We can still get it from here, I think. Yeah, this just, it's a matter of timing. Or not even, it's just kind of predicting this. Yep, I'm releasing the rope just a hair too late. You know, and considering this episode is a bit shorter than what, like, I'm used to doing, I don't really mind showing this, like, kind of process on camera. Oh, come on. It, like, bent me over a little bit. All right, let's try from this side, actually. This might be easier. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't land on that rock there. I think I have to go over this whole thing, and I might just not have the jump to do it that way. So I think this way is my best bet. Man, yeah. I may have put things a little bit too close, in fairness. I probably should not have set my restore point this close. Yeah, whoops. But there we go. Man, come on. This might be a, yeah, this might be an off-camera prank here, because at this point this is getting a bit ridiculous. And I don't think you guys want to see, wait, actually, there it is. That should do it. Feel the groove right as soon as I was about to cut away. All right, so that's probably the most difficult one to do, just because of that angle, and basically having to make a blind jump is quite annoying. So there is that. So we'll just keep it coming here. I think there might be something with this rail. Well, we'll never know. We'll never know. I think there is something with, like, this stuff over here. Well, I already got that, actually. Didn't I? Yeah, past the crevasse. But there's something over here I know with this. There you go, Trucker's Delight. I don't know if I've gotten that already, but if not, there we go. And then there's also this whole line over here. Oh, come on. It could just be the end of it, too, in fairness. So we're going to try that. I think, yeah, it's possible I might not need to go through this whole thing. So I'm going to kind of use this for some speed here and hope I can maybe reach it over here. I don't know about that. All right, this plan B is probably not going to be any better. I could try from the opposite side too, once the boat comes around. I'll try that last. Don't know if this will be any easier though. Maybe. Let's see, come on. I'm pretty sure I don't need to... Oh, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere probably. Will this do it? It would have been a really nice cheesy way to do that, but I guess not. Alright, that's okay. So let's see here. We got 5 more gaps here, and we're going to show off some of the gap key features, or, you know, looking through stuff. So you can kind of unlock the gap. Okay, yeah, this is a whole thing. Oh boy. Alright. Okay, I'm assuming that's jumping from there onto that. Purse the arch. Okay, jumping across that whole thing. And then Shadow Arch. I don't even know what this is. Oh, that's probably like launching from... Okay, I think I know what that is. All right, so I'll be back to, you know, that area. All right, here we are at about this area. In fact, I'm going to set a restart here just because I know that we're going to have to do this multiple times. But I'm assuming this first one... Yeah, I didn't do that correctly. Might need to have to get a better launch here. Come on. Ah! This is actually quite difficult here. Yeah, there's a right angle to do this, definitely, but it's, you know, it's going to be lined up on purpose. This could also just be a situation where, like, well, actually, oh, man, we're so close. This has to be possible. This has to be. I could try double jumping, actually. Yeah, sometimes double jumping kind of actually doesn't hurt your or doesn't help your momentum. There we go. That's it. There we go. Shadow Arch. Okay, so that's one of them. Now another one I saw is in this whole thing right here. This might actually do it too. Yes, that did. That actually got two of them. Or no, that was just Allie's oop. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna try finally this whole mess over here again. I keep missing this jump right here. Yeah, should probably be jumping a little bit sooner. All right, and then a bit of a lure. That's hard. That's hard to do. Come on. Yeah, did not mean to. Yeah, and so now I have to restart this whole thing. But one of the other gaps I remember was for going across this thing right here. And then jumping here, and then kind of like, oh, this might count. Yes, that did. Good. I'm glad that did. Now, what was the other one that we needed? This one right here. Oh, yeah, okay. No, that didn't count. So I did actually, so you do actually need to launch yourself from the, it's not this, it's not that. It is the whole, that thing, which we'll just have to come back to. All right. So let's hope that this will work. There we go. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't think I have to get the whole rail section, but at least like the second half of this in line. There it is, finally. Okay. And then, oh, come the fuck on, man. You gotta be kidding me, right? Oh, it started me back here. All right, well then in that case, whoa. All right. I want to do it on camera, at least in this first section, right? Because this has not been a super long episode. All right, that's fine. Let's get that one gap out of the way that's over here. Assuming I can. This might be a bit difficult to do. Yeah, I need more momentum. Can the boat come, please? Oh, I actually got it. Did I just have to reach the top? Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. So this is the last one here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I think this will finally do it. Yes, around the bend. I finally made that last jump there, which is the only thing that you didn't see so far. So we are the Gap King, guys. We've gotten everything here, so this area is 100%. So, you know, that means it's time to move on to the next location, the Bayou, which we're going to see next time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys next time.